Hi, I'm Burhanu, a counseling psychologist. Today, we are going to see fortune telling as part of our discussion on problematic thinking patterns. With fortune telling, you make predictions about the future and firmly believe that your prophetic visions are correct. The problem is, many of your predictions are likely to be negative and may stop you from taking goal-directed actions. It often plays a huge role in your life choices, compelling you to avoid potentially fulfilling situations. Assume, for instance, you want to approach your boss for a pay rise, but predict that he'll say no and be unpleasant about it. If you listen to your fortune-telling thoughts, you may never just take your chances and ask, and as a result, you will deny yourself the possibility of enjoying a pay rise. Being able to project ourselves to the future and to contemplate various scenarios is part of what makes us special as human beings. It gives us a huge advantage over other organisms because we don't necessarily have to act to discover the consequences of that action. Instead, we do it from the safety of our imaginations. It's useful indeed when those consequences would be problematic for us. The problem with fortune telling is not just projecting ourselves to the future to imagine consequences per se, but instead we aren't objectively considering the myriad possible scenarios, invariably falling on the one with negative outcome, even though this negative outcome is still up in the air and usually highly unlikely. A good way to break through this faulty thinking pattern is to make an honest appraisal of how correct our predictions have been in cases where we were forced into a situation for whatever reason, despite the fact that we were sure of a negative result. Most people come to see that their fortune-telling powers aren't very good after all, that the bad results they predicted never came to pass. If you become aware that this is the case in your life, you can start opening yourself up to the possibility of good outcomes too. Plus, you'll save yourself a lot of needless self-torment and distress that always accompanies waiting for something bad to happen. If you find yourself often falling in such a trap of predicting the negative, challenge your prediction for the future by submitting them to some empirical tests and asking yourself the following questions. Question number 1. What evidence do I have to prove that my prediction will come to pass? Have a critical look at the plausible aspects of the situation that lets you predict a negative outcome. Question number 2. What event from my past may be influencing the way I expect this future event to unfold? Take your time and see if you might have overgeneralized from your past negative experience and have come to believe that you wouldn't make it in the future. Try to figure out what your past experience got to do with the case at hand. Question number 3. What can I gain by risking taking action despite my negative prediction? What can I lose for taking the action? We sometimes exaggerate consequences, disregarding the positive outcome of our action, without making an informed appraisal of our conclusion. Evaluate both the pros and cons of your action instead of sticking only to the negative. Question number 4. What action can I take to help myself adjust to a poor outcome? What steps can I take to try and resolve potential problems? Prepare yourself for the worst-case scenarios with a well-thought-of coping mechanisms and strategy for managing the possible undesirable results of your action. This is what I have for today. If you have found the video helpful, Please do not forget to smash the thumbs up button and to subscribe to the channel. See you in my next video.